Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapate Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangale Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanya Trambake Devi Narayani Namostute. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 13th of June 2026. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagavan, Paramatma, residing in the heart of every being at all times. We're continuing from yesterday to look at verse number 47 of chapter number 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. We have been examining the major deficiencies in the human condition, and the 10th major problem is raga and dvesha, attraction, aversion, to be caught up in the duality. So this verse number 47 shows us how to rise above the duality of raga and dvesha. So the verse, to continue from yesterday, and as a quick repetition, reminder, is as follows, with the padacheda, with each word shown separately. Karmani eva adhikaraha te ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetuhu bhuhu ma te sangaha astu akarmani. This is the breakdown of the verse. It is very, very powerful because it is showing us, it is teaching us how to live in this sansar, how to live in this multi-dimensional, multifaceted world where our actions are performed as wonderfully, as beautifully as possible. But the fruit of the action is understood to be given by Bhagavan. Right? So the activity that we perform is inevitable. It's inevitable activity. We have to perform activity. That is why the verse also says, Mate sangdostva akarmani. Do not become attached to inaction. So there's two words here, action and inaction. Akarmani means not performing action. And one can get attached to not doing activity. One can be stuck that way. No doubt, no doubt. Very interesting. There's a lot to be said about this, but we want to go into it carefully so we can really get the benefit of this verse. This is a very famous verse in the Sanatana Dharma, Karmanyevadikaraste. It's 2.47. See, let's break it down carefully. The verse addresses that each human being who must act, because we are acting, but there's uncertainty in life. This is the first thing to understand. We know this. There's uncertainty. At the same time, we have to fulfill our responsibilities. Now we have 2 points here. There's uncertainty, and there is the need to fulfill one's responsibility. Isn't that so? How is that possible? Because when we are performing our actions, driving a car from point A to point B, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Any action, there's always uncertainty as to what will happen. We don't know. Anything can happen anytime. We don't have no idea. And there is responsibility, that is our dharma, that has to be performed also. So there's uncertainty and responsibility to fulfill responsibility, that is the actions to be taken throughout the day, throughout the week. And at the same time, to cultivate self-mastery and excellence. This is the angel wing idea that we talk about, but this is applicable here, and this is applicable there. It's the same thing. To cultivate self-mastery in actions without ahankar. Let's now break it down very carefully. Make sure these points are very clear. First of all, life is uncertain. We know that. But even though life is uncertain, the fear of the uncertainty gets obliterated and dissipated when we do not consider ourselves as the creator of the fruit of our action. The creator of the fruit of the action is not me, that is Ishvara. That is God. But our mental conditioning, our egotistical nature, our experiences in life, what did they show us? What did they prompt us? I'm the one who is creating the result. I studied really hard for an exam and I got straight A's. I got straight A's. So what do you mean that God is giving the result? The teacher is grading that. Well, where is God involved in this? This is the question, right? How can you say that you are not the creator of the result? That's the great mystery. That's the thing to realize. That the action of studying, knowing the material properly, like take an example of a student and has properly, thoroughly understood everything. For the beauty of that action, then the result that comes is of course the result of the action, but the difference here, the key difference is that the adhikar, the word adhikar is interesting, right? That's the purview, the claim of responsibility. You know? Te me te ma phaleshu kadachana. That fruit that comes, you didn't create that fruit. Why? How can that be? How can it be that when I perform an action, that the result of the action, I'm not the one who created the result. I put my thoughts and energy and effort into the action, but I didn't create the result of the action. Because, why is that? The result is coming inside one's anubhav. Take the example of a student. The student is taking the test is done, given to the instructor. Couple of days later, the result comes. You've got all A's. Every action, every question answered thoroughly, properly. Okay? So we can say that the result came because the instructor graded it. But we can also say that this experience of all A's, that experience is given by Ishvara as the result of the karma. The giver of the result is Bhagavan. Because that result is coming inside experience, and the experience is not created by us, it is created for us. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, ask about it. Experience is not created by me. If I'm taking an exam and the result comes, the result wasn't created by me. The result is experienced by me. It's created for me, not by me. I hope that makes sense. Please ask if you have any comments. It's very interesting. And once we realize this, what does it do? Fear goes away. Our attention remains on the action. Adhikara. Karmani, see the verse, how it begins? Karmani eva adhikaraha eva. You keep your attention on what you have to do now. You don't worry about the results and this. You want all A's, you want good things to happen. Fine, keep that there. But don't pay any more attention to that. Pay attention to what is needed here. Because if we keep paying attention to the result, this will happen, then this should happen, this might happen, that might happen. Our time and energy is being wasted from what needs to be done right now. We're wasting time and energy about worrying about the future and about trying to control the result. What was, like for example, some of you may have seen it, I put it inside the WhatsApp chat, the new publication on gambling addiction, just completed yesterday, 828 page volume. It's a massive amount of research. It took 15 years to complete that. It took a long time, right? Okay, now, so that much was done. Sachin performed this action at the feet of Paramatma. The action is also performed by Krupa. So there should not be any sense I'm performing this action. Now from this, whoever it is going to benefit, help, some people might praise, some people might say this, some people will say, what is this nonsense of anything? Jo bhi hai. Sthirta rakhni. Studying this. The results that may come from this, whatever it may be, people may be benefited, some people might say, might forward it to 10 other people. I'm giving an example just from today. Whatever that is Ishwar Ichha. Sachin has no control over that. And if I base my happiness on, 100 people have to read this, so then this should happen, then I'm happy, then I'm lost. That is Maya. That is my ego. And I have a decision to make. So if we apply this verse, bring it inside the mind. I did my duty. It's not about me. It's not about any particular ego. It is about seva and bhav, and that's it. And then it ends. So then what happens? Ma karma phala hetuhu bhuhu ma te sangha astu akarmani. So the fruit that people are chasing, I want this much money, I want this much fame, I want this thing, I want that thing, I want that thing. Fruits may come. Results are going to come in different ways. So what? Be steady in that. What Bhagwan is saying here, he says, Te ma phaleshu kadachana. That you do not have the authority, the sphere, or the claim on the fruit. Because the fruit is come to the experience, use that fruit, because that is given by Paramatma, the result is given by Paramatma, take it further to perform more actions for seva. Very difficult. People don't do that. They hold on to this is mine, mera. How many students ever think that if I did really well on all these exams and every single subject was all A, now this knowledge, wisdom that has been granted, it can be done for benefit of humanity. Anybody think like that? Have you heard anybody ever say that? At a graduation party or anywhere else, somebody got 4 straight A's and 4.0s in top universities and all that. Has anybody said, Sometimes they might, I don't know. I have not heard it yet in any graduation program, party, or anything. That now you've studied so, may you use your education to serve others, to help others, to help yourself also, and use it for the benefit of all. Most people say, what a congratulations and lots of success. It's natural, obviously. And then the person holds on to that. I am this, I am this, I am this. This is what our human community does. But to not hold on, Bhagwan is very clear here. Karmani eva adhikarah te ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma phaleshu kadachana. You do not hold on to that fruit is there. But that's not yours. And you didn't make it happen. The fruit didn't come because of you. Where did it come from? It came for you. It came through you. You didn't make it happen. Now, how can that be? This is so contradictory to our thinking and our experience. I'm the one performing action. I'm the one doing this, and I'm the one getting the result. But the result is an experience when we do not hold on, as Sri Krishna is teaching here, when we do not hold on to that fruit with the ego, but we use that fruit as a prasadam, we won the game of life. If we hold it with the ego, then we are stuck into the cycle of birth and death. Itni hi baat hai. It's very interesting. Very interesting. See, ma karma phala hetuhu, the motive, the cause of just performing action just for the fruits. I want to experience this, I want to experience this, I want this. So do not get trapped in actions motivated just to experience fruits. Fruits meaning the results. Results will come. But the beauty is in the last part of the verse, Mate Sangaha Astu Akarmani. That once the fruit comes, it has been brought, it is with seva, with bhakti bhav. The credit is given to all the teachers, given to where it came from, the effort and the energy that was placed in studying really hard and doing everything. That is also given back to Bhagwan Shankar, that credit is given to Devi. No credit is held by the individual, that I am the one. Even though person may be showered with gifts and applauses and all kinds of congratulations and all that thing. Gyan, isko gyani kehte hai. Person does not internalize that.
But
no.
This is the ideal case scenario, right? Where
yes.
It is a success, but how about a failure?
Same thing. Exactly the same. That is the whole. Excellent question. I'm glad you asked it. In failure also, in success and failure, labha labho jaya jayo tatha yuddha yujasva. The samatva in lab alab, there could be success, and if there's failure, we are so agitated. You have to be steady in both. You have to be. This is the steadiness in success and failure. What does that do? That promotes us to perform more action, not out of ego, but for the perfection of the action. So if there's failure, there's a deficiency, there's a difficulty somewhere, make it better next time. So you're using the energies God has given you to make the situation better, make yourself better, but not getting stuck in depression, getting stuck in blame, shame, guilt, anger. That doesn't happen. That does not happen at all. Yes. Labh alabh, jay ajay, sukh dukh, harsh shok, All of these are the pairs of opposites. So this happens in life. You just take the example of driving a car, and all of a sudden there's a 1 hour traffic jam ahead of you. You cannot move anywhere. You have to sit silently in your car. What are you going to do? We've all been in those kinds of traffic jams on I-95 or somewhere else. Some people get so frustrated in this and that. Make sure enough gas is always there, taking long trips. Who knows? There's no guarantee anywhere in life. There's uncertainty. Anything is possible. The steadiness inside is the master key. And the adhikar that Bhagwan Krishna is talking about is that you have adhikar, and your purview, your responsibility is on what to do right now. Whatever the fruit may come, that has been given to us, that is part of the experience. Navigate through the experience. Now that doesn't mean we cannot. Okay, let's put it this way. It does mean to decide what kind of experience we want. Of course, a student will say, they could say one of two things. I want all A's. They could change the language as per 2.47 Gita. The experience of all A's comes into this life. There's no I. If the language is used that the experience of straight A's comes into this life, that is 2.47 Gita. If it says, I want all A's, I'm the one who is going to create all A's. I'm the one who's going to study hard. You can go that way also and put a lot of effort in to compete with others and this and that and get all A's. And there is ego-driven activity. That is binding. That is competitive in the harmful sense. That is causing ahankar. That is causing superiority with others. And inferiority, superiority. And if you get a couple of B's, then there's pain. Or it happens in the family, why did you get that one B? You should have gotten all A's. This happens in families like this. The kids are yelled at, they should not get one thing wrong. If they got 99%, they say, why you got that one wrong? And then this whole thing goes on like this. This is all ahankara driven activity. But when you shift the focus, then what is the purpose of going to school is to learn the material beautifully, thoroughly. All A's will automatically come about. The result is going to be automatic based on our effort. But the effort needs to be 100% clear and for the right purpose. What is the purpose of the effort? That's the question. The purpose of any effort, like right now Sachin is speaking to all of you. What is the purpose of this? The first purpose is that this Brahma Vidya comes inside this mind. That this verse really comes inside. Second purpose, it's a seva to share. It's a sharing, right? It's a sharing of information, research, etc. It's the second purpose. What is the third purpose? Bhagwan ki prasannata. They're all together. They're all only one. That's it. End of story. But if I bring in something else, it says, I am the one. Or five of you. How many people? 1, 2, 3. There's 5 people online right now. Each one of you says, Sachin, what a intelligent person you are. That's going to put some ice on your head. My God, what the heck you're doing? Think about that. Ahankar is looking for all this kind of stuff. Is looking for praise. Is looking for appreciation. Is looking to inflate oneself somewhere. On anything and everything. And that is the whole point. That the word karmani is the domain of action. Karmani means with regards to action. The word karmani situates the entire teaching of this verse within the sphere of concrete human participation. Now we're going to go a little bit into this in a little bit more sophisticated language. It's a lot of fun. Bahut maja aayega. But you have to keep up with it and make some notes if you want, or ask questions. So karmani, this word karmani situates, meaning the teaching, the entire teaching in this verse is within the sphere of concrete human participation. Participation meaning I'm participating in life with others, with my family, is concrete. Concrete means it's very real participation. It's not abstract, some abstract idea. It is with karma. It is unavoidable. Karma is unavoidable. Meaning action, duty, ethically significant activity. We can say karma or sat karma is moral, responsible action. Action, duty, like this, and it is unavoidable. This verse teaches us we have to perform karma. There's no option. None. Because karma, as the unavoidable field in which human life unfolds, that is called the Kshetra, chapter 13 of the Gita. Kshetra means field. In this sansar that we see, that is called the field of experience. The Kshetra and Kshetragnya. The Kshetragnya is the knower of the field. That is the Atma Chaitanya. That is who we really are. So the activity, the karmani, is referring to actions that are unavoidable, actions that have to be performed, intentional actions. And karma includes external behavior, internal activity, ethical obligation, what ought to be done day to day, psychological intention, and spiritual discipline. This is from my notes on this. These are all points. How beautiful. Kitni sundar baat hai. Aha. What is my external behavior with others? I'm in charge of that. Take the holy name, Ram Naam, Krishna Naam, Shiv Naam, Bhagwan ka naam lo. What is the kind of behavior, action with other people, objects, places? This is one type of karma. My ethical action, dharma karma. Dharma means what ought to be done. That is for the benefit of others, for myself, for society. That is called dharma, ethical obligation. And what is my obligation in this situation? There is always obligation in life. If you are a father and you have a daughter, for example, you have obligation. You have to do certain things. You cannot say, whatever. And that happens in life. What is my right? If like marriage, people get into a marriage, lagna garanti. Before you go into that, be aware of what's involved in that. Otherwise, don't go into that if you don't want to take that responsibility. Or like having a pet. People say they get so attracted seeing a dog or a cat or a bird or whatever it is, But you have to, it's a living being. It's not some puppet that you're buying in from the toy store. You have to be dedicated to doing seva karo unki. That's the way it goes. It's a seva, right? Or usme Bhagwan hai. Bhagwan to sab jagah hai. If you look at it that way, how beautiful. But be careful. If you're going to go on that path, then one has to fulfill one's duty in that path. And if you don't want to do that duty, or you cannot do it, or there's some reason, whatever it might be, then don't go on that path. So this verse is teaching us to be very aware before performing action what the results will be. Because when we perform action, we are setting up different results and experiences. Action and the experiences that come as a result of that. And then we don't like it. We said, I don't like this part, I don't like this thing. This shouldn't have happened. That somebody said this, somebody should have said that. Well, wait a minute, you're the one who went in that direction. Now what? Be steady. Whatever the fruits may come, the results may come. Do not get into the ego state that I am the one who created the result. I created action. The result came because of the action, but the result was given to me. The result was for me. The result was not created by me. This is the big difference. So our karmas continue. Karmani, psychological intention, all of that. Students can say, I want to be in topmost universities, I want to get these degrees, all. But watch the I. Change the language. The degrees will come into the experience of this mind, this body. If you keep the I out of this, magic happens. Then each action is beautiful, wonderful, the beauty of action. Then it doesn't matter. You could be married, have pets, have this, have that. Yeah, there's certain practical limitations are there. It has to be, there are always practical limitations with everything. It's amazing. Amazing. And see, many people don't want to do their duties. So, in any given situation, what is my correct, right, ethical action to be done now? That's why the last part of the verse is, do not become attached to inactivity. No, I don't want to do this. I know I should do it, but I don't want to do it. This is a mistake. It's a very serious mistake. Because when we delay the right action at the right time, we accumulate resistance from inside. And when we do that, our physiology of the body and the physiology of the brain itself gets imbalanced. Definitely it does. I'll show you the research on that. This is what self-mastery is all about. That this verse is actually showing, it's just, it's Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. God has spoken. It's not any human being. It's jam-packed with wisdom and freedom from inside. Jam-packed. See, Arjuna somebody who doesn't want to act. He says, how can I do this, engage in this war? I don't want to engage in this thing. Very difficult. But Sri Krishna is teaching him very, very carefully that you have to perform your duty. But the thing is in life, before we can perform our duty, we should know what is our duty. How can I perform my duty until I'm clear what is my right actions? I have to know that. And then to go on that path without hesitation. Because these are the right steps to take. With family, with friends, with the body, with the exercising, with food, with everything. All 12 dimensions of life. In the Angel Wing program we have that. That's life. But I cannot perform my duty until I am aware what is my duty. Amazing. So it is not withdrawal from action, but the purification of one's relationship to action. I'm recording this so you can listen to it later on, because you'll definitely need to listen to it later on. You have to really go step by step, make some notes, hit pause, go slow with it until it's absolutely clear inside. Now listen to this carefully. Karmani, and particularly even the word akarmani, the verse answers that an individual's or a person's proper concern is not withdrawal from action. I'm just withdrawing from life. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do my duties. I'm not going to do anything. This is called withdrawal. No. It's a big no. Capital N, capital O. A person's proper concern, by concern, what I should be doing, what I should be occupied with, is not withdrawal from action, but the purification, listen to this carefully and write it down if you can, purification of one's relationship to action. What is my relationship to action? What does that mean? Have you ever thought about it that way? We think of relationships to people, to our friends, to our loved ones. This is what we think about. What about relationship to action? And not only that, the purification of one's relationship to action. This is so fantastic. Action is performed, but it is performed wonderfully, beautifully, correctly, to please God. Bhagavad Prasannata. It is not performed through the contamination of the ahankar. So the action becomes so fantastic, there's no resistance inside. There's no resistance inside. So in this verse, 47, chapter 2, the entire science of Karma Yoga is in this one verse. And if you connect this verse with chapter 3 verses of the Gita, we can always open that further. They're all inside here. Because our action is being performed moment to moment, hour to hour. It is being performed without any kind of internal agitation. Who doesn't want that? How wonderful! How wonderful! But again, to approach this state, one must see that my actions in the present, I have purview, adhikara is been given, granted, stay with that. Don't get stuck with anything else. The fruits will come. They come and then they go. They come and then new actions are taken. See, the word eva gives the teaching its precision and force. There's precision and force in the word eva. It restricts the sphere of adhikar to action alone. Adhikar meaning right, claim, authority. My adhikar is only to my action. The word eva here does not mean that consequences do not exist. Of course consequences exist. Rather, it means that consequences are never fully within the human agent's sovereign control. मेरे कंट्रोल में ये नहीं है. The actions that are being performed are not in my control. I mean, the actions are controlled, but the result. Let's say that again. Let's be clear. I'm going to read this line again. The word adhika, the word eva, does not mean that the consequences do not exist. Consequences exist, obviously. But it means that the consequences are never fully within the human agent's sovereign control. My own sovereign control, the consequences of my actions, the results of my actions are not in my sovereign control. So eva, meaning indeed or only, therefore functions as a boundary marker. I wish I had 10-15 hours to talk about this, God, this is so amazing. Kya baat hai? It's a boundary marker. It's a boundary there. There's a beautiful boundary there. It tells the seeker, which is the mumukshu, the bhakta, all of us, that moral freedom, meaning morality, the activity to be done, exists in performing one's actions with clarity, discipline, and sincerity. When we perform action, clear mind, see the whole picture, 360-degree vision. This is clarity. With disciplined action, and with sincerity, and recognizing that the eventual result emerges from a wide network of causes. This is the point. That wide network of multiple causes brings the result to me, and that massive network is known to God. Yes. So many, like just like driving a car. Hundreds of cars are on the road. We reach our destination safely just only by our efforts. There's so many, each driver has to drive, keep their distance, do this, do that. So hundreds of factors are there. Then we reach our destination safely. That is called the wider network of causes. But what do I have purview? I have only purview over the brake, the steering wheel, my car. Nothing else. I can keep enough distance. I can drive defensively. I can drive clearly. I can be disciplined in the way I'm driving. I should not be distracted. I should be sincere. I should not crash into someone. I should not get emotionally wound up. All those kinds of things. That much I have. That much I can do. But the eventual result of reaching the destination safely emerges. The result emerges. emerges. Emerges from a wider network of causes. It's fantastic. Fantastic. We could spend the whole year on this. This is so amazing. Let's stop here for now. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryagoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwaraha. Guru Reva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarva Mangala Mangalde Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharane Trambake Devi Narayani Namostate Om Aim Rim Glim Chamundaya Viche Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Sadguru Bhyo Namaha. Radha Krishna Namo Namaha.